Good evening, and welcome to our weather news special. This bulletin will bring you a comprehensive outlook on an exceptionally complex meteorological situation unfolding across the United States in the next 7 days. A large storm system is preparing to form over the nation's central region, creating risks of damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes from the Great Plains across the Ohio Valley and extending into the southeast. At the same time, over the Atlantic Ocean, Tropical storm Gabrielle is strengthening, forecast to reach hurricane status as it nears Bermuda. Just behind Gabrielle, another tropical wave is advancing, with the potential to track closer to the U.S. mainland by the end of September. This will be a week crowded with overlapping weather factors: hot, humid air flowing in from the Gulf of Mexico, a trough pushing across the Rockies, a strengthening jet stream aloft, and simultaneous tropical cyclone activity over the Atlantic. All of these elements combined are creating a highly complex and challenging weather picture. Already this morning, early signs of instability have appeared as a small low spun back up in North Dakota, remnants of yesterday's strong thunderstorm system. In Illinois, residents witnessed a brief tornado. Though it caused little damage, it served as an early warning sign of the hazards ahead. Later this evening, the main severe weather threat will shift into southern Oklahoma and northern Texas, where large hail and damaging winds are possible. Around 7 to 8 p.m., storms are forecast to sweep directly into the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, with the potential to trigger scattered power outages, structural damage, and flash flooding in low-lying spots. Meanwhile, from St. Louis to Kansas City, storms along the I-70 corridor could also deliver damaging winds and heavy rain. Overnight, rain will diminish, but scattered flooding may still occur across Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. Tomorrow, conditions will become far more complicated. The Storm Prediction Center has placed a slight risk, a medium-level threat, over Kansas, western Oklahoma, and the Texas Panhandle. A broader marginal risk zone, indicating a lower threat, extends from Wisconsin all the way to Texas. The core severe threat will focus on northern Kansas and southern Nebraska, where atmospheric conditions may trigger supercells capable of producing large hail and winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Of particular concern will be the late night to early morning hours, as a large squall line forms over Kansas and sweeps into Oklahoma. Overnight storms are especially dangerous because residents are less alert. While tornado probabilities remain low, isolated twisters cannot be ruled out, especially across central Oklahoma. Cities such as Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Wichita should remain on high alert. Tuesday will serve as the pivotal day, shaping the week's overall outcome. In the morning, leftover storms will push through Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, providing a brief window of stability. However, if clouds clear quickly and sunshine heats the surface, the atmosphere will destabilize again by afternoon. In that case, new supercells could ignite over eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and even into northern Texas. Should this scenario unfold, the tornado risk would be higher than in previous days, because low-level winds will have strengthened, enhancing rotation. Areas including Tulsa, Fort Smith, and the Dallas-Fort Worth to eastern Oklahoma corridor will be hotspots. If the atmosphere fails to recover, the severe risk will lessen, though hail and strong winds may still occur. By Wednesday, the main low-pressure system shifts into Missouri and Arkansas before moving into the Ohio Valley. This is expected to be the most dangerous day of the outbreak. Low-level jet winds will intensify sharply, fueling rotating supercells. Forecasts call for widespread severe storms from Indiana and Ohio south into Tennessee and Mississippi during the late afternoon and evening. The primary threats: destructive straight-line winds, scattered large hail, and isolated tornadoes. This will be the day of greatest concern for the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Overnight, storms will weaken but steady rainfall could cause urban flooding. On Thursday, the low tracks farther north through the Ohio Valley, but rain and storms will still stretch from New York and Pennsylvania down into Georgia and Alabama. Severe weather risk will decrease, but multiple rounds of heavy showers and a few embedded thunderstorms are expected. Coastal sections of the southeast, from the Carolinas to northern Florida, may still see gusty winds along the shoreline as the frontal boundary lingers. In summary, the period from Sunday through Thursday marks the most hazardous window, when atmospheric ingredients combine into a perfect recipe for repeated severe storms. Rainfall totals over the next 7 days are projected to reach 3 to 5 inches, 75 to 125 millimeters, across the Ohio Valley, Appalachians, and portions of the Southeast, with localized spots topping 6 inches, 150 millimeters. Flash flooding risks are especially pronounced in Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and along the Carolina coastlines. Wind gusts inside storm lines may peak at 50 to 60 miles per hour, 80–100 kilometers per hour. Enough to topple trees, damage buildings, and knock out power. Ahead of the storms, daytime highs will soar into the mid-80s to mid-90s degree F, 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. But behind the systems, cooler air will sweep in, dropping temperatures by 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, and bringing crisp mornings to the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, tropical activity is ramping up. Tropical storm Gabrielle is expected to reach Category 1 hurricane strength tonight as it nears Bermuda. Its structure will likely be limited by upper-level shear and mid-level dry air, making further strengthening unlikely. After that, Gabrielle will recurve north and northeast, heading out to sea with no threat to the U.S. mainland. Residents of Bermuda, however, should expect rain bands and gusty winds, while the Azores may experience squally weather later this week. Just behind Gabrielle, a new tropical wave has emerged from the Cape Verde region. While still disorganized, conditions could become more favorable within 5 to 7 days. Its track remains uncertain. It could curve harmlessly into the open Atlantic, or dip farther south toward the southeast U.S. coastline. This is the key wild card of late September. Additionally, forecasters are watching the potential development of a Central American gyre later this month, which could spin up tropical systems in the western Caribbean or Gulf of Mexico. Last year, a similar setup produced a strong hurricane. For now, there are no clear signals, but this region must be closely monitored through the next 7 to 10 days. Regional breakdowns highlight different peak hazards. Great Plains, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle. Monday night into early Tuesday brings the greatest risk of large hail and damaging winds. Ozarks and Mississippi Valley. Tuesday afternoon and evening could see scattered tornadoes if sunshine destabilizes the air. Ohio Valley, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia. Wednesday will be the peak danger day, with widespread severe storms, damaging winds, and isolated tornadoes. Southeast and East Coast. Thursday through Saturday will feature repeated rounds of heavy rain, gusty coastal winds, and urban flooding. Bermuda and the Azores. Short-term impacts from Gabrielle with rain and gusty winds. Given these threats, residents must be well prepared. Stay alert to overnight weather alerts through NOAA weather radio or smartphone apps. Secure outdoor items that could become airborne. If a tornado warning is issued, shelter immediately in a basement or interior room without windows. Never drive through flooded roadways. Remember the life-saving rule: turn around. Don't drown. Looking further ahead, after this week's outbreak, European model guidance suggests a high-pressure ridge may build over northern states, bringing a temporary lull in severe activity. However, late September and early October are historically the most active period for the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. As such, continued vigilance is essential. In conclusion, this week the United States will face a dangerous sequence of severe weather. Sunday and Monday bring the initial plains outbreaks. Tuesday and Wednesday, storms intensify into the Ohio Valley with heightened tornado risks. Thursday through Saturday, heavy rain spreads across the east and southeast. Over the Atlantic, Gabrielle will mainly threaten Bermuda and the Azores. But the next tropical wave and possible Central American gyre remain major uncertainties. Now is the time for residents to monitor official forecasts closely and ensure safety measures are in place. Thank you for joining us for this special weather report. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to receive the latest weather updates. We wish you a safe and peaceful week amid these upcoming challenges.